everybody, it's Rachel here at Clarty Hands Crafts, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make this little interactive zipline style embellishment for your junk journal. Okay, let's get started. For this project you will need some decorative card for the pocket, a piece of ribbon or string, some scraps of card, some photographs or embellishments, a paper trimmer, some glue, a corner rounder which is optional, and some embellishments to finish it off. This is the page in my junk journal that I'm going to be decorating with this project. I need to make a pocket first of all, which will fit inside the page. And I'm just going to mark that with my fingernail so that I can see where I need to cut. In fact, I think I'm going to need a pencil for that. With it being textured card, it's not showing up with my usual fingernail trick. So I'm going to cut it there using my paper trimmer, and then I'm going to cut a piece off the bottom as well. I don't need it to be that broad. I think I'll take that to about there. I got a new paper trimmer for Christmas, hurrah! I've never actually used it, so this will be my first time using it. Clicks into place a lot stronger than my last one. Moment of truth. That kind of locks into position. It's interesting. So I'm just lining up those pencil marks with the blade channel. Oh, that's a satisfyingly strong cut. Let's just quickly measure. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Those can go in my scrap pile. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is ink the edges. Now I'm going to take my piece of ribbon and I'm going to stick it into position straight away. Now, this is just short of the edge. What I'm going to do is just put the glue right up to the edge of the ribbon. And then for extra strength, for extra strength, I'm also going to stitch it down as well. Now that piece of ribbon must have been from something else because it's quite grubby. I'll just take those little hairy bits off. So I'm going to stitch around these three edges. Obviously this is optional, but it just adds some decoration, interest and dimension. Oh, and before I do that, I'm going to clip a thumb notch using my circle punch. So that can go somewhere around there, and we'll hope that that's the middle. Right, I'll stitch that now. I've had that at the sewing machine and I'm just going to trim the tassels so they're not too distracting. Right, I have these scraps and they are 38mm by 38mm, 3.8 centimetres square. Right, so I'm going to be doing two sliders. So I'm going to have one there and I'm going to have one there. So they need to be placed behind. Then you need another piece the same size to go over. So you're creating a kind of sandwich. So I just happen to have these all cut to the same size, but you can just cut them to the same size. It doesn't matter what size you do as long as they fit on your slider. So I'm just going to turn it this way because it's easier for me to work like that. And I'm going to put a really thin, fingers crossed it'll be thin, line of glue at the top edge and the bottom edge. And we're going to want to avoid this squelching out. So that's why I've only used a small amount. might not be small enough. Let's hope it is. Then we place the corresponding square on top. Line up the edges as well as we can. Oh no, it's stuck to my finger. And keeping the glue away from the ribbon. Most importantly. So I'll weigh that down while I do the other one. I hope that's not obstructed your view too much. And we'll just give that a couple of minutes to get tacky before we try moving it. Now meanwhile, I'm going to use one of these as a template for the size of the photograph. And I think I'll just use my pencil to mark out where I want to cut them. So there's a little bit of guesswork here to think of where her face is going to be. It's important to get the top of her head in. Oh, I remembered that I wasn't going to do her, I was going to do her and her. Just because the colours coordinate a bit more. Right, so I'll cut those two girls out. Just going to use my fussy cutting scissors for this delicate job. And then I'm trying to cut within the pencil lines so that they don't show. I've rounded those corners and inked them just because they're going to be layered slightly. So I want some lace going behind. Let's just see what I've got. So I'm going to make a kind of clustery vibe with these. Let's just try something like that. To go behind there. Put a blob of glue, slap her on top. Some music paper. That's going to go down the middle. Just doing this quickly, just go with my gut. And we'll try something lacy now. It's not actually lace, it's just some sort of edging. I think I actually need a little bit of something extra, maybe pink. I just want that to be a torn edge. Just to have a little bit of pink there. Yeah, that's good where it is. Let's hope that I can find that again. Find the same position. Yeah. And then that goes over there like that. And that just pushed that edge out a bit further, which is what I needed it to do. Some dots of glue and then pick that up. There we go. Okay. So there's one done. And the next, I'll do something similar. Only I'm going to have it go in the opposite way. So I'm not making these massive. that came from. I need the paper, the music paper first. I like that that's got a bit of writing on as well to make it a bit different to the other one. That's going there. Then the pinky bit. And then the lacy bit. It's too big. So if I do it up to one side, might be better to use some kind of fabric glue if you've got it, but I don't have any. She's just going on there like that. So there we go, we've got our two ladies there. Now, where's my pocket gone? So the ladies are just going to go over the top like this. And then they'll slide along, right? So what we're going to do, just check that those are sliding freely. They are. So I'm going to keep the glue on the square, not too close to the edge. I'm putting plenty on so it sticks well. The thing with interactive elements is that they will be used and will be touched and things, so you need to make sure that everything is glued down securely. Can't believe I've just done that. Never mind. That one goes over there like that. Lovely. And then all that is left to do is to stick the pocket into your journal. I pulled out this piece of doily, just a paper doily, to make the corner a bit more interesting. So if I cut up there and along that line, and straighten up that edge. And then I'm going to put that up there just for a bit of extra detail. It's going to overlap like this. I think we'll use glue stick for this job. Just using a scrap envelope to rest on. So for more see-through papers like this, I tend to use glue stick because then it doesn't show as many, well, it doesn't soak through basically. But it's still tricky to not rip it. Hoping that'll be enough. I would rather overlap the edge of the page and be able to trim it afterwards than risk leaving a gap. Right, I like that. Now I'm going to glue down the pocket. 3 edges. 1, 2, 3. Make sure it gets over the stitch in there. I think just because this is so pale, it needed that little bit of contrast. I've got to be careful because that's still wet, but I'll just show you what it's going to look like. So we've got our little slidey element here. And imagine you can have that as the full length of the page and have it vertical as well. But it just makes it a bit more fun, I think. Do we want some lace? I just found this one. Yeah, why not? Let's have some lace there. Just use those tiny scissors to be a bit more accurate with where I'm cutting. And then I've got those wooden bits and bobs as well. We'll just have a couple of those on. And then this will go over that edge. And I'm going to put some on the paper as well underneath. And hopefully that'll find a bit of purchase. So I'm just going to stick that there. And then I've got another journal card to slip behind for a bit of layering. So that's a nice postcard one. Yeah, we'll have those offset like that. And there we go. Thank you very much for watching today's project. I hope you like it. Can you see everything there? And I'll give you a little zoom in so that you can see what I've done. There's our sliders. There's our pocket. And there's another idea for you. We'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.